My name's Stephen USSR Robinson, and thank you for watching Sporting Icons.
So Anthony Joshua, he was asked the questions again about Deontay Wilder with the excuses that Wilder has been making ever since losing to Tyson Fury, plus the fact that Deontay Wilder put his own foot in his mouth by exposing that Anthony Joshua was actually serious about taking the fight with him. He did actually put in legitimate offers, and he did actually offer much more money to fight him for undisputed, but Wilder chose the option of fighting Fury for far less money. So within that one sentence, Deontay Wilder, he totally exposed the last 2 or 3 years of trying to throw Anthony Joshua's name under the bus, saying that Anthony Joshua isn't serious and Anthony Joshua don't want the fight, Anthony Joshua's running scared, Anthony Joshua's a protective fighter, and blah, blah, blah. Within that one sentence, he exposed himself for being the fraud and the liar that he is. Correct? And when we cast our minds back to the whole Joshua Wilder situation, I showed you guys every single step of the way that Wilder's lying. It must be horrible being a Deontay Wilder fan right now. It really, really must. Because after all the years of lying, deceit, conning the public about Anthony Joshua, Wilder exposed all of you in that one sentence. And of course now, since losing to Tyson Fury, some of the worst excuses that has ever been publicly put out in boxing. Not just one or two, but several of them. Anyway, we're going to get into Anthony Joshua's statement, starting off with Deontay Wilder exposing himself for turning down the fight with Joshua. That's what Joshua had to say. Well, Deontay Wilder, he told the world that he ducked and dodged me. We offered him a fight for the undisputed championship of the world, and he went down the route of fighting Fury. I'm glad we can clear that up and move on. As far as the excuses, since losing to Tyson Fury, well, he was knocking everybody out. He took a loss and he isn't used to it. As time goes on, he may express himself differently, but today, in my humble opinion, it isn't coming across in the right way. So that's Anthony Joshua's statement. So Joshua, he didn't go in on Deontay Wilder, and I think that had he have done so, I don't think anybody would have blamed him, because had the shoe been on the other foot, Wilder would have went in on Anthony Joshua. Wilder's fan base would have went in on Anthony Joshua. Because had Anthony Joshua, when he lost to Andy Ruiz Jr., well, first and foremost, when he lost, it was Deontay Wilder coming out saying, see, Anthony Joshua, he's been exposed. I told you he was a coward and blah, 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 and all this kind of stuff. And his fans were like, yeah, Wilder, yeah, pat on the back, well done, Wilder. See, you are the baddest man on the planet. They were coming out mocking Anthony Joshua. But Joshua, he didn't make any kind of excuses. Had he have made the excuses that Wilder's come out with, had Anthony Joshua come out and said, right, well, when I fought Andy Ruiz Jr., my legs weren't quite with me because the costume that I wore to the ring was weighing down my legs. And I think that my own trainer, Rob McCracken, has spiked my own water because he wanted Andy Ruiz Jr. to win. So I fired Rob McCracken for that. I think that Andy Ruiz Jr., he put something in his gloves, maybe egg weight or something like that, which is why when he hit me on the temple, that was it. I couldn't recover from it, and all these other kinds of excuses. Had it been Joshua who'd done that, Wilder's fanatical fan base would have come out and said, what, Anthony Joshua, I told you he's just an excuse maker. What absolutely ridiculous excuses that is. Who the hell can believe that? I told you that Anthony Joshua is a fraud and blah, 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 blah. But yet they don't hold the same energy when it comes to Deontay Wilder. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure that there are some who have now seen the light, which is what I've been saying, and I know many of you guys have been saying. I know that most of you guys and girls are very intelligent enough for me not to have to tell you a lot of this stuff. You already knew it. But I'm sure, and hopefully, at least hopefully, some of the Wilder fanaticals now see Wilder for what he really is, which is he conjural. For the longest time, when it comes to Anthony Joshua, he conjural. When it comes to the excuses since losing to Tyson Fury, it's embarrassing. And it must be horrible being a Deontay Wilder fan. I would hate it. I would absolutely just stop watching boxing, to be honest with you. Because at the end of the day, he brainwashed a lot of people. And even now, you do have some of the Wilder apologists, the protected channels here on YouTube, who are probably still making content. Now, I don't watch any of them, but I'm sure that they're still coming out with excuses, the conspiracies for Deontay Wilder, protecting him, because that's what they've always done. They don't know how to do anything different. They're so used to it because of the whole Anthony Joshua situation, the fact that they're always having to go to bat for Deontay Wilder. They don't know how to do anything else. It doesn't matter what Wilder does or says, they will give him a pass. The man was twerking. Not just once, but quite a few times he's been caught twerking. So how many times has he done it when the camera's not been on him? And these guys are, well, it's perfectly normal. If that's what he wants to do, that's what he wants to do. That's not normal behaviour for a man, especially a 6'7" heavyweight champion of the world, to be twerking. It's not normal behaviour. But there again, I mean, what do I know what normal behaviour is, right? He said that he wants to be pregnant. They gave him a pass for that. But yet they go in on Oscar De La Hoya because he wore some fishnets or whatever it was. They go in on Adrian Broner because he pretended to kiss Gervonta Davis. And it was quite clearly a joke, but they were going in on him going, oh, Adrian Broner, I told you he swings the other way and blah, blah, blah. But when it comes to Wilder, absolutely nothing. They give him a pass every step of the way. He even fired his own trainer, Mark Breland. And they've given him a pass for it. And kept JD's. And they've given him a pass for it. The excuses, not just one excuse, but several excuses, a whole shopping list of excuses. And they've given him a pass for it. Because they don't know how to do anything else. They do it because they get views. They do it because they can take your money on their super chats. That's why they do it. And if you're stupid enough to pay, hey, you're stupid enough to get robbed. It's daylight robbery is what it's doing. They're mugging you and you don't know anything different. Because there are enough stupid people in the world to not see things for how they truly are. Well, Wilder, he's exposed himself, hasn't he? With that whole Anthony Joshua situation. Joshua was serious about taking the fight. Joshua did try and get him in the ring on several occasions and offered him much more money than what he got for Tyson Fury. But somehow Wilder's apologists, they'll try and twist it to try and, please don't see with Deontay Wilder, he was doing this, but that's not really what he meant and blah, blah. Just shut up. Shut up. Okay? You've been caught out with your lies by him. He threw you all under the bus unintentionally because he gets tunnel vision and he wanted to try and expose Tyson Fury by giving up more excuses. It's what Wilder does. He makes excuses. Everything with Anthony Joshua was an excuse. Everything since losing to Tyson Fury is an excuse. If you can't see it now, then I don't know what else to tell you. But either way, Anthony Joshua, I mean, he didn't go in on Deontay Wilder the way that Wilder would have done had it been the other way around. Shows who's really the champion here, doesn't it? Anyway, drop your thoughts below, click thumbs up, subscribe, catch you all in the next video.